Hey guys, thanks so much for coming in for a video today for another installment of my A-Lister series where we talk about business and mostly eBay and reselling there. I do sell a lot more than just jewelry, so I hope that anything that I say here you can parlay into other parts of your business model or your business plan. So we're going to talk briefly a little bit about how to succeed at business without really trying. I think that's what I put my title at. Let me double check that. And I think I'm going to lower the camera just a bit. Okay. All right. It looks like Jennifer is here and Miss Princess Casserole. Carla is there. Cynthia, Nitsa, Kitty's Creations. Hello, strangers. Cynthia Russian. Thank you guys so much for being here. If I don't say hello to other people, it's because I want to get through this show as quickly as possible. I'm actually going to be on Carla's show later on today, so be sure and subscribe to her channel there. She's Princess Casserole. As soon as we finish here, we're going to talk about jewelry, which was a very difficult decision to make, the top fives. And believe me, I have more than 5, Carla, but I'll try to rush through them and see what we get through, okay? All right. The gist of this show today is really prompted by some questions that I've been getting. I've been getting so many questions about people who are new to the business, people who just started reselling, and everything from shipping, which we covered a little bit last week, if you'll recall. And let me fix my pendant here. There it goes. And these glasses are loose. I need new glasses so desperately. Okay, I put these back on. So many questions from shipping to what do I sell? How do I know what it is? How do I know what's real and so forth? So I'm going to say this. The title is misleading because for one reason only. There is no way that you can succeed at business without really trying. Everything from preparing yourself, whether you're still just in it part-time as I am, or whether it's a full-time gig for you. Everything from getting ready to list to listing has to be pre-planned. You have to think about what you're buying, what you're going to list, how many things you want to list, where you want to list. Do your research about the venues and what people say about them. Watch these YouTube videos. They're very, very important, very insightful. You know, even coming to this video right now, I don't come to you in my pajamas. I don't think you would want to see me in my pajamas. I even put shoes on. I even put perfume on. I know you can't see my feet. I know you can't smell my Chanel No. 5, which my mother doesn't like for some reason. I love it. But I do it because it gets me in the mood to do what I'm going to do right now. It gets me prepared to face you guys. And that's, you know, part of this business that I'm in of YouTube. And it is definitely part of my business. Part of it is because I learned so much here as well. I learned from many people on here when I first started doing YouTube 5 years ago. I didn't really find the reseller community right away because I really wanted to parlay my thrifting is what got me prompted here. Oh, I think I've mentioned it many times. Bunny over at Graveyard Girl was the first thrifter I ever saw do a haul. And I was like, oh my goodness, we're like, you know, we're like soul sisters here. I do exactly what she does, only of course she hit it really big on YouTube, didn't she? And well deserving, of course. But I loved watching her hauls because everything she was getting, I had already gotten, or I had gotten something similar. You know, it's just incredible. Everything from funky t-shirts to old leather handbags. So that's why I kind of had a kinship with her there and started doing these YouTube videos. Then I met people that were resellers. And through those resellers, I learned about the questions that I'm getting today. Shipping, first one. How do you learn what something will cost you to ship? Well, you learn from experience and you make mistakes. I made many mistakes. I sold a canister set. I think I charged $10 shipping. It was almost $20 in shipping. So, you know, you wind up eating that cost. But I will advise you, now that I know, and now that things are so much more automated in the post offices, in mine anyway, I go and I measure. I mean, I weigh the item. If I'm not sure what it will cost, I will weigh it there at the post office. I will have it maybe not completely boxed up, but similar, you know, in a cardboard box and so forth. And I will see with the zip code, how much is it going to cost me? And then I'll know for next time that, a set of dishes is going to cost $20. Last time I sold something to someone in Australia, and of course I don't like to turn down my international shoppers that are coming from, not necessarily the GSP program at eBay, but other platforms that I sell on. So I packaged it up and I went to the post office and I said, how much will it cost me to send this to Australia? He told me it was $17.25. So I wrote to my buyer and said, it's $17.25. Do you still want it? I'm going to sell it for this. And this also helped me gauge the price for her because I didn't want to, like shock her with the price that I wanted to get for my item. And then the big shipping cost. But I played all of that in and I made the sale and she's very happy and everything was wonderful. But that's what I would do with shipping. I used to ship coffee mugs smaller than these. And I would ship them, I think I would charge $5 and I was undercharging. It cost $8. You have to put it preferably in a box into the priority rate. But I didn't know about the priority rate. I really didn't. I never knew that there was a flat rate priority rate. I started learning by doing, and that's what you will do. And don't beat yourself up about it. We all make mistakes. We all learn that way. And then I started learning that handbags were $10. Easily a Coach handbag was $10. If it's a big, heavy Dooney and Burke vintage, you better bet you're going to put it in a $14 box. Or if it's bigger, you're going to have to go to the $19 box. And that's where you learn how to gauge your prices as well. You don't want to shock them right away. Maybe you'll do the free shipping. That's why I think free shipping works for me, because I like to factor it into the price. So I will put $50 on that vintage bag with free shipping, and I'm still going to make, a good $40. Hey, Elizabeth, I'll be on your show a little bit late today because I'm going to go visit with Miss Carla and the nurse and show them some of my jewelry. I'm not sure if it's going to clash or anything, but I'll be there as soon as I can. And Miss Makeup Zombie Elizabeth is saying she's scared of international shipping. Do not be scared of it, especially if you're on eBay. Do the GSP. We talked about that last time. But just get friendly with your postman as well and say, I want to know how much it is to ship it. Because you can't do that on the scale on the outside, like the little automatic teller machine or whatever they have there. You can't really gauge that, but you can go up to them. You can say, I want to ship this. How much will it cost? I told you last time that they told me Canada starts at, I think 17 or I don't even remember, but starts at a really high price no matter the weight. So you want to know all of that. You also want to know what countries have a horrible reputation for losing and stealing mail. You don't want to ship there. But that's one of the questions people ask. And I think it's just really important that you understand that you learn by doing. Like everything that we do, we learn by doing with experience. So that's really, really important. I learned again that there was such a thing as priority rate. I stuck these mugs inside a priority rate envelope in a box. I've also learned that sometimes if they're really fragile and they're really expensive, you better use a box no matter how much bubble wrap. I have gotten away with just the bubble wrap in the bag, but I don't think I'll do that again. Really, it's not worth the $2 that you save to lose the entire sale. So I would not do that anymore. Another question about succeeding in business that people do without trying, and they shouldn't do, is to shop with your profit margin in mind at all times. I used to do a lot of clothing and I still do some. I picked up some Asian things yesterday that, remember I told you I only want to do designer clothing or really unique items like maybe jackets or Asian things, kimonos or something like that. And that's what I found yesterday. But I make sure that I'm getting the half price tag. I make sure I go to the Salvation Army on the half price day. I don't have the luxury of bins here, so that's a fabulous thing. If you have that, that's wonderful. You've got a leg up already. But we don't have that here in Houston. The closest thing we have is an outlet. We do have a couple of stores that have turned into outlets where they do like a 25-cent day, or they start with, I think everything is $1 and then everything's 75 and they go on throughout the week. But of course, I'm sure if you go on 25-cent day, you're going to find very little items. But I mean, I don't know. I haven't really tried it. But it's also a good thing to always bear in mind your profit margin so that you can make sure that you're not cutting into that cost. You're going to pay a fee. You're going to pay a PayPal fee. You're going to pay an eBay fee. You're going to pay a shipping fee. All that, I guess you could probably say it's around 15 to 16% that you're going to lose in your price once you sell the item. So always shop on those half price days. Learn your half price days. Learn when they bring out the new tags. Know that when you see things coming out on the rack at the Goodwill, it's the new color tag. It's not going to be the clearance tag. I still go there anyway because that's usually where they have the designer items or the things that, haven't hit the floor yet. So I still go there to get a few things. It's still pretty reasonably priced, but nothing like the half price tags. Do that. Do garage sales. If you've never tried a garage sale, do them on a beautiful spring day like today, where you don't have to, here in Texas, it's hot. I know you have a limited time in the north with the snow and all the bad weather, but make sure you take a look at the garage sales too. That is your best bet. That's where I know Tanya over at Thrifty Treasures, she lives at the garage sales. That's mostly her main source is garage sales. She finds amazing, amazing things. So be sure and do that. Another way to succeed at business without really trying is to not have an inventory system. I am very guilty of that, and I'm going to start that because I'm so tired of losing items. I'm so tired of finding an item that I listed on Amazon 2 years ago and it finally sold, and then I realized I just was using it. I've sold this beautiful cloth, like a little dishcloth, really pretty vintage and whatnot, and I had 2 of them. And I said, I'm going to use this one. And I had forgotten I had listed it. And it sold for like $30. And then I realized I only had the pink one left. And the lady said, no, I don't want the pink one. And I'm gone. So don't do that. Put your items where you know they're at. Don't use them. Now, jewelry, I'm going to probably continue to do that because that's just too much of a lure for me. I can't resist jewelry. But don't do that with your other things, especially things that are long tail, as is Amazon, as is Poshmark. And I think even Mercari, but Mercari does give you a little bit of a heads up where they will, I think, send you an email if you still want to keep something listed, but you can keep things listed on there forever, and then you will forget where you left them, like I have. So make sure you have some kind of an inventory system consisting of all my listed jewelry is in this jewelry box. All my silver jewelry listed jewelry is in this jewelry box. Or all my Amazon books are in this bookshop. Well, I already finally did like a Dewey Decimal System for my books. So I was having a horrible time with my books, but now I know exactly where the books are. They're by category. They're in a Dewey Decimal System. I find those. But the other items that I sell on Amazon, and a lot of different things sell on Amazon, everything from rubber stamps to, like I said, dishcloths, all kinds of things, housewares. I know where those are at now. I know now not to use them. And I also need to go check on that inventory, update it. I'm constantly getting knocked off of Amazon for toys because I don't do FBA. I do merchant fulfilled. And Amazon makes room for the FBA seller during Christmas, which runs from November through, I believe, the end of January. And they knock me out. And when they knock me out, I have to go back and relist them. I have to go back and add them. They do not do it for me. So I have a slew of toys, probably 100 toys listed there that I haven't gone back to relist, and I'm losing money that way. And then another thing that people do with their inventory system, which I don't really need it for clothing right now because I'm phasing out of clothes, and I have a system I think works fairly well in my garage, which is the t-shirts are in bins. The clothing is coats are in bins, jackets are in bins, dresses are all in one section, children are in one section, and then I have them categorized by color. So I'm really having a much better time that way than I used to have, where I would have to go dig through every bin. But one thing other people are doing, which I think is a great idea, and if you guys have a system, please share it with us in the comment section here. When the video goes dormant and it's uploaded again, tell us about your system. Another one that I've seen done is that people put in a number, like they will put B for blue, or maybe even the size, and just a little code system that you understand, that you have it written down somewhere so you don't forget it. And then they label either their bin that way, or they put something in the pocket of the item or something. There's different ways. I don't use it, so that's why I'm not very helpful right now to try to convey it to you. But think of something that you can actually put on your listing, not on the title itself, because you don't want to waste that precious real estate. But you can put yourself a little note at the bottom, jeans or something, bin 1 or something like that, so that when you sell it, you can find it. You can go look at it. I mean, I've seen people that have elaborate systems. They're full-time resellers. They know exactly what they're doing. They don't lose items, because there's nothing more frustrating than wasting an hour looking for something you sold for $20 or less. Hey, Kelly, thanks for being here. Let me see who else popped in. Jennifer Hayes, I think I said hello to you. Jennifer Gattenby and Nitsa. Hello, strangers. Jameson's Closet. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Just a few little tips here on how to succeed in business without really trying, which there is no such thing. All right, we covered the cost of goods should remain low. Don't be tempted by, oh, I know it sells for this or I know it sells for that. I always make sure my clothing is not over $3 because I never know if I'm going to clear it out for 10 and now even 3 because I'm phasing out clothing in my Poshmark. I'm sticking to designer goods or very unique, kimonos or jackets that are, starter jackets or vintage things. That's all I'm going to do. I'm no longer going to go and just pick a bunch of clothing to sell. It's just very, very real estate heavy. And I want to stick to smaller goods like jewelry and handbags. Oh, a little update on what we found in the little jar from Miss Autumn Grace. It did turn out to be sterling on the little heart. It was actually marked. Remember the little heart that's magnetized and comes apart and it's got a pink stone? So that is sterling and the chain does go through it. I thought it was really cute and I suspected it was sterling, but I hadn't seen the mark, and then now I found it. And then this gorgeous little bracelet that looks kind of like a deco or something. It's got beautiful rhinestones, kind of champagne colored. Turned out to be Monet. So do your research. That was my other point, is to do your research. We've heard many times that Monet is very rare in rhinestone use. So make sure that you do your research on anything that you find. To the question that I got about how do I know what's worth what, do a little bit of research. Don't waste your whole day looking for, the Monet bracelet, or if it doesn't have a name that you just keep Googling images all day long about a bracelet. It's just not worth your time. Again, your time is an asset. Your time is money. So do a little bit of research. I'll probably research a little bit more about that. But, sometimes I haven't. I didn't know who is it, Alexis Brittar was. There's many things that I didn't know, but I do later on realize, hey, it's worth this, or other things that I have found. I found sterling jewelry with names I didn't know. Lois Hill is another one. I think it was Carla who told me it was a high-end brand. Lois, but I knew it's a gorgeous piece. This is a beautiful sterling piece. And I'm still keeping it so far, but it's Lois Hill. And, when you see things that are signed and they're sterling, know that they're likely expensive, so check that out. But if you just find a plain old, gold chain and it's got a heart or something and you're like, oh my gosh, what could it be? Don't waste your time with all that research, It's very time consuming to do that. But it is a good idea to do some research so that you are not, taken to the, not to the cleaners, I should say, but, you didn't get your money's worth for what you found. That's really important in business, to do that and not to waste your time researching. Another thing is, don't let other sellers tell you what sells. That is a big, big no-no, and I've encountered it way too many times. I've seen it way too many times in comments and so forth. Don't let anybody tell you what sells and what does not sell. Because I tried selling jeans. I couldn't sell them to save my life. I sold a few here and there, some Page or big names. But I know people like Lindy Glenn who can sell a pair of regular old Levi's or regular old Old Glory, whatever. She sells them. She makes her good $10, $12 profit, and she sells them all day long, and she sells them in volume. So it doesn't matter if it's a $10 profit or a $5 profit. She's a full-time reseller. She's generating those sales daily. I mean, lots daily, 10 to 12, maybe more. I haven't kept up with her lately, but she sells a lot of jeans. She was selling food products. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought going to the Dollar Tree to looking for obsolete candy flavors would sell to the military because they've been craving them? Who would have thought? I wouldn't have. Someone may have, I know she got a lot of a lot of flack for that. Why do you sell that? Why do you sell this? Why do you sell that? There's no money in that. She found a way to make money. She lives in a small town where she doesn't have 20 Goodwills in her area. She found a way to make money, and she did. She didn't let anybody tell her that that won't sell. You don't need to be told beads don't sell. You don't need to be told wood doesn't sell. Why are you selling wood jewelry? I sold a wood, piece the other day for over $20. I told myself I'm going to list it because I think it might sell, or because it's here. Remember, we had that big little bin with all necklaces, and I said we were going to do necklaces all day long. That's what I did, and it sold. But if I would have listened to somebody say, oh, that doesn't sell, have you checked the eBay listings on that? Have you checked to see what the solds are? Yes, I have, and they go everywhere. You know that. You go look, there's people giving away James Avery for $10. And then somebody else comes in and knows what they're selling, and they get $100. So think for yourself. Do your research. Don't let anybody tell you that. The eBay listing is not Creed at all. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say today, guys. I think we're going to cut it short because I want to go meet Carla at her show. I want to go to Makeup Zombie's show because I have some beautiful items to show you on her show, on Carla's show, from some of the wonderful things I've gotten over at Liz's showcase sale on Sunday at 4 p.m. Central. And it's going to be fun talking to you over there. I hope to see you again soon. I will not be here next Sunday. I will be in Chicago from Friday through Monday, so I won't do my my Facebook auction, and I won't do my Sunday A-listers, and I'll be missing you guys so much. But who knows? Maybe I'll go live. Maybe I'll go live from one of the thrift stores over there if they let me. Because sometimes they have that loud music, or if I get a chance, I'll do something to say hello from over there. But other than that, we're going to cut it short here today. I'm really happy that you came in. I hope you learned a little bit. Don't give up on your eBay business, guys. I became a power seller on eBay in 3 months, and I didn't know what I know today. So I know you will succeed. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.